Cancer, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late July 2025. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business, as always, and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we can dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Cancer collective. I hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide, spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for the Cancerians in late July 2025? What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Cancer, late July. What is the vibe? What's the energy here for my good friends? And yeah, we're at the tail end of your zodiacal season, my friends. I hope you all had a very happy birthday, had a good time. We're going to see what the next zodiacal season has in store for you. Okay, painting the roses red. I think I saw this for the Leo reading. And to me, it does cover a lot of bases. It's like very detail oriented. It could be very perfectionist type of energy. And it could also be creative too. So there's some good energy connected with this card. It's not all nitpicky or too perfectionist, but before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the July subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo. Back into the reading. Let's talk more in depth about this card. So I always say with this deck, I don't go too strict with the meaning of it. I always like to go intuitive. And we see Alice there, and it looks like she's hard at work painting roses red. Why would you paint red roses red? I mean, for some people, they just want things to look absolutely perfect. So for some cancers out there, maybe spirit saying like, hey, whatever it is you're working on, whatever it is you're working towards, whatever it is you're dealing with, it's all about the details. It's all about the fine details, the fine print, things that most other people wouldn't notice. To me, there is a creative juice flowing here as well. So for some cancers, maybe it's a great time to get creative, whether it's their business or just letting that energy flow. This is a really good card for that. Now, I could say the only challenge this might be is if you're dealing with someone that's a little too much of a perfectionist. Maybe you have certain standards for yourself where you hold yourself to a very high standard, and you might be too hard on yourself when I see a card like this. But for the most part, I feel like it's pretty good. It's a very keen eye for the small details, though. So we're just going to put her down right there. She could keep painting those roses. No judgment here. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Let's shuffle it up one time here for my Cancer friends. And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. So it was titled A Shocking Shift, and there was tower energy. And for any of you that know about tarot or watch them, towers, they could be a little concerning. I always say it's not a bad thing. For some of you, it could have been really good, but to me, it felt like something shifting super quick, which wasn't super unique last week, and even this week, because there's been a lot of signs that have had a little bit of a volatile type of energy around. So I would say just keep your head on the swivel over the next couple of weeks. There could be a lot of situations that are changing dynamics quickly. But we're going to see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else's, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards for Cancer. What is going on? Please get these out here for my good friends. Thank you. Okay, Page of Cups. That's good. That's a very good card for a Cancer reading. And it's a good way to start. Big communicator type of energy. It's fresh. It's new approaches. Let's get a couple more. Oh, thank you. Star. Okay. Might be looking a little nicer than we did last week. It's a very hopeful, wish fulfillment type of energy. Let's get one more out here for you. I don't want to get too optimistic just yet, because I know how these readings could go. Okay, so we have the 7 of Swords right here on the back end. It's all good. It's all good. That could just be mystery. Don't get nervous about that. I know some of you, when you saw that popped out, you're like, oh, okay. But don't worry. I feel like it can be okay for some of you, but let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes. Then we'll get into the juicy intuitive stuff. But at first glance, I'm okay with the elemental mixture. It does seem a bit calmer than last week, that's for sure, because we have your power element starting it off. We have water here, and that's the realm of creativity, emotions, love. I like it. It's usually very expressive and smooth, and it's the comfort zone for the Cancer Collective. But then we have a lot of air, right? With the star, that's Aquarius energy. Then we have the Seven of Swords, that's air energy. That rules over the mind, logic, planning, strategy, communication. So a lot of these cards are internal. I mean, all the cards are internal energy as opposed to external. So just knowing this time you might be feeling things a little more uh, intense than you normally do, but I think this could turn out really good for some of you. Let's go through and build this out piece by piece. So, position number one, we're starting with our good pal here, Mr. Page of Cups. Now, in my simplistic style, that card could just represent you, right? So when we clarified, it could tell us something that's coming towards you or a way you might be feeling. Now, pages, all of them, are students and they're messengers. They're great cards for new things. So whether it's new ventures, new ways of viewing things, new opinions, new thought processes, it's just very fresh. Could represent younger individuals as well. But pages, the big part about them, they're chatty, right? They talk a lot. So this could be a message, it could be a conversation or a talk, and we'll get a little more detail on that. It's usually very expressive when I see the Page of Cups. It's like, all right, I feel something, I'm going to say something. So again, there's a lot of internal energy here and a lot of expression. That's the thing I love about pages, specifically this one. But what might be the challenge? Since it's a fresher, newer type of energy, it can sometimes be a little flaky. Sometimes it could be a little unsure, inconclusive in its ways. Sometimes this is an energy that could be a little shy. And I always say with this and with aces, like they're never guaranteed. So it's like, all right, there's potential here, but it's not set in stone just yet. So we'll want to look at this page further for sure. I think it's okay, especially since this is a Cancer reading. It feels like it's starting in a good place. And especially as we move to the middle of the spread, we have the beautiful star card. And again, I already mentioned this is Aquarius energy. And even though they're the water bearer, they are an air sign. And to me, this is a card that splits a couple of different ways. First and foremost, it's wish fulfillment. It's hope in a brighter day. It's a light at the end of the tunnel. It is very, very optimistic. So, regardless of what you're going through right now, when we see the star, it's like, but everything will be okay. Yeah, this might be happening, but everything will be okay, or everything will turn out how it needs to. That's the one thing I love about the star. Generally, it can also represent big periods of time. So it's not like today, it's not tomorrow, it might not even be this week or this month. But when I see the star, I think of a long term journey, the big picture, which is usually really good, very positive, especially next to a card like this. Now, the challenge of that could be the whole inverse of what I just described. Sometimes some of you might be going through a situation where it's like, oh, yeah, I don't see the silver lining. I'm not feeling too hopeful about it. I'm not feeling too optimistic. This can be an energy that's a little depressed sometimes, or is just second guessing. That's one thing I always say about the star in its challenging form. So we'll definitely need to look into this further for sure. I mean, unless you're dealing with an Aquarius or you have Aquarius placements yourself. Now, moving to the very back end is the card that we are going to want to keep a very close eye on. It's the Seven of Swords. Okay, and this is a doozy. It's one of the challenging cards in the deck, but we're going to give you some positives, some silver linings, especially since we have the star. In the positive sense, we see our pal here. He's like making away with the Seven Swords. He's doing stuff in the shadows. So in the positive sense, it's just a card that represents something we don't quite see, something that's outside of our view, something we don't know yet. So whether it's how something's going to go, a result, an action, a situation that's not even on our radar yet, when I see the Seven of Swords, I'm like, okay, I don't see this yet. So the clarifier is going to be super important. But the challenge here is a pretty lofty one. Sometimes this can represent secrecy. Sometimes this can represent somebody that's hiding something. So, and worst case scenario could be a warning about certain people where they're very shifty. It represents like thieves and people that aren't too trustworthy. So we definitely want to look at this further because that's a big shift when we go from all this energy to the Seven of Swords. So in the most positive sense, it could just be something that's unseen. But at the same time, this can most definitely be a big warning about someone in particular. So we're just going to leave it at that. I want to dive deeper on all the Cancer. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here for you, my friends. What is going on with the Cancerians? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on the page. And yeah, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Cancer, you can drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, let's get that Page of Cups. What's he doing? Thank you. Okay. All right, so this is a bizarre energy because I've been seeing this for like earth signs in particular, where it's like, oh, there's something I want to say, but maybe I shouldn't say it. This can also be a plan in place too, so I'm already starting to pick up like strategy, and that's something we picked up a little earlier with the Oracle card too. Because let's talk about the Hanged Man. Few zodiac signs connect to it. It could be a Virgo, could be a Scorpio, could be a Pisces. I guess it depends on which reader is reading it. I give it to all of them, but this is a retracted, pulled back energy that doesn't seem to be doing much. So when I see it underneath this Page of Cups, it's like, maybe not yet. Now's not the right time. So there could be certain things where it's like, maybe I should wait a little bit longer, or it's somebody delaying themselves. Okay, so again, I'm not sure if that's something you're doing or someone you're connected with, but this card is observing. It's a watcher, okay, and it's a planner. So especially when we have a card like this on the table, we're going to want to get a lot more detail because, of course, this could be something that you have in the works. Maybe you got a little plan in place. Maybe there's something you're working towards or a result you want, and you're like, you know what, I need to go step by step by step. Nothing wrong with a little bit of strategy and planning. Could be someone else that has plans for you. I guess it really depends, but there's also this observation as well. So again, I'm not sure if there's something you're watching or someone has you under the magnifying glass. All of that could be possible when I have the Page of Cups with the Hanged Man. But as far as like communicating goes, it's a little unsure. So yeah, like I don't know if I should. So let's keep moving. There's like a skepticism there. So let's move on to the star. We'll see what's up with that. Just going to keep this moving along, my good friends. So why is the star here for Cancer, please? Why is the star in the mix? Okay. So we have the Seven of Cups, which is a good card. It's nice. It's daydreamy. So I feel, regardless of what's happening, what situations are going through, it is of utmost importance to be as optimistic as possible. I don't want to say lie to yourself. I'm not saying that, but I think regardless of what it is, whether things are a little dull, things are a little stuck, maybe things are great, maybe things are going awesome. When I see the star in the Seven of Cups, it's all about your mindset, where it's like, no, I need to see the positives here, or I need to stay positive. I need to stay optimistic. So I'm saying anything you're going through right now, you need to assume the best. Don't assume the worst. Don't talk against yourself. Don't downplay yourself. Be very positive about your prospects moving forward. Like, no, it is going to go my way. It is going to go how I want it to go. Because the Seven of Cups is a card of options. It's a card of paths. And I call this card the menu board of life. It's somebody that's manifesting. So I feel like if you can keep yourself in a mindset, in a mind state where you're seeing the best of things, you're going to get the best results. Because I do see a big payoff in the end. And remember, these could be different situations, but I like this. I don't think that it's like, I don't think it's a daydream. I don't think that this is just fantasy. I feel for a lot of you, if you keep yourself in the most positive mindset possible, you're going to really love the results you get because, again, you're a water sign. Water signs are very good at manifesting things and bringing them in. So if you keep that mindset about you, it feels unstoppable to me. So, of course, this feels like a win or a payoff. Just stay positive, stay hopeful, stay positive, and always assume the best for yourself. Let's move in on the Seven of Swords. I really want to look at that. Then we'll do a quick little recap before we get into the shadow. So again, yeah, these could be separate things. Doesn't all have to be the same thing, but something looks like it has a whole ton of potential for you and a good outcome. So let's see what the Seven of Swords has. Now we have repeating numbers. We got the double sevens. So watch out for number signs, synchronicities, all that good stuff. Let's see why the Seven of Swords is here. Why is it in the mix? Cute. Yeah, all right. Very similar to the Hanged Man here. So we have the Page of Swords. Interesting how it's like a yin yang, like the front and the back. This could be energy that's kind of mirroring each other. So it's like, all right, well, however you're acting, the other person is too, or whatever it is you're thinking, the other person might be as well. So there could be someone that's mirroring you or a situation that's mirroring you. And that could potentially be why Spirit wants you to stay very positive. especially if that energy is in play. But something I want to say about the Page of Swords, yes, it's similar to the Cups. They're both communicators, students, all fresh, all new, but he is also the watcher of the tarot deck, even more so than the Hanged Man. So when I see the Page of Swords with the Seven of Swords, it's like, oh, yeah, who's keeping tabs on you? Or who are you keeping tabs on? Like, it just feels like somebody's watching here. It's showing up like in two places heavily this week. Okay, so again, even if you're not going through any like romantic or relationship things, it's like, no, someone has that eagle eye, right? Someone is paying very, very close attention. Um, but the energy doesn't seem to be moving quite yet. So it's like gathering information. So if we were to be optimistic about that, maybe Spirit's telling you, like, hey, Cancer, maybe you should start learning more about this, or maybe you should start gathering information. If it's another person, it's like it's keeping tabs somehow, one way, one how, some way, somehow, maybe multiple ways. It's just too much watching going on. Okay, especially with the Page of Swords under the Seven of Swords. And remember, I was saying that's obscured energy. I'm not going to say this person has bad intentions, but it's like I'm watching, but I don't want them to know that I am. So that's just what's showing up for you this week. So if you're a private person, good. Um, Someone's keeping an eye or will be. So I will say this, during the next week or so, you might be getting more attention than you normally do. Okay, even if you don't realize it. But let's go through and do a quick recap. A lot of watching for one reason or another, but if you kindly look in the box, position number one, we have the Page of Cups with the Hanged Man. Could be planning, could be a lot of strategy going on. I do also see somebody saying, like, not yet, now's not the right time. Someone potentially holding themselves back here. And yeah, look, we have the Watcher all over the place. Moving to the middle, we have the Star with the Seven of Cups. Very important to try your best to keep a very optimistic mindset in this time, regardless of what you're going through, whether it's good times, rough times, boring times. Like Spirit's saying, assume the best. Don't talk against yourself, and always assume that things are going to go your way. And that is going to help you manifest the best possible result. Moving to the back end, we have the Seven of Swords with the Page of Swords, the Watcher. So again, it's like either these energies are mirroring each other. So it's like how you're thinking about someone, they might be thinking the same thing, or how you're acting, they might be acting a similar way, which makes this mindset thing even more important. But yeah, if you might be getting more attention and eyes on you than you normally do when I have this. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows. Let's get a good shuffle here. And yeah, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing too. So let's get you one. Oh, and yes, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this going here. What do we got for Cancer in the shadows? Thank you. Three Cups. Usually this is a very happy card, so I'm not going to make this all doom and gloom. In the positive, this is a cause for celebration. So again, all that the messages I was saying in the middle about trying to stay optimistic and positive and not to talk against yourself, this card kind of reinforces that. But this card also is celebratory, so there could be something that turns out way better than you think it will. That's the positive of this in the shadow side. Now, for the challenge of the Three of Cups, this card could represent overindulgence or doing too much. Okay. So in this time, whether it's temptations, whether it's habits, whether it's old thought processes, just watch that you're not overindulging, because this card could definitely do that. And it could also represent funky group dynamics too. So watch out for anything like that. But I think it's okay. I think it's a pretty good shadow card, if I do say so myself. So we're going to leave it right there, Cancer. That's what I have for you this week. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the July subscriber surprise. If you would like further insight on your situation, you could book a personal reading with me on my website, mastermetaphysics.com. My digital calendar's over there, so you could go check out availability. But for the July subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 3 copies of one of my most favorite decks, the Tarot of the Owls. It's beautiful, it's unique, and it definitely fits the season. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things, as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed, and second, let me know down in the comments, for all the uses that tarot has to offer, which do you think is best? Do you like using it for love situations, personal, financial, business, you name it? You put it in the comments, you'll be entered to win. And at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.